Good morning, students. Today we'll continue the very interesting chapter, The Blue Bead by Nora Burke. Let us discuss the objectives first. Students, by the end of this session, you will be able to explain the meanings of the difficult words according to the text. Children, you will be able to explain the text in your own words. Children, in the previous session, you have read about the crocodile and Sibia, who was barefoot even in extreme cold. She was born to toil. Now let's continue. In all her life, she had never owned anything but a rag. She had never owned even one anna. Anna is 1/16th of a rupee. Not a pice, not a pi even. So children, pies, anna, pi, these all are monetary units, former monetary units used in India. To buy, say, a handful of blown glass beads from that stall in the bazaar where they were piled like stars. Children, piled like stars means heaped in abundance. Or one figure of speech is also used here, that is simile, as beads are compared to stars using the word like. So it is simile also, and the meaning is heaped in abundance. Or one of the thin glass bangles that the man kept on a stick, and you could choose which color you would have. So children, in these lines, the author is saying that Sibia was too poor to own anything than a rag. She did not have any money to buy even a handful of glass beads sold by a man at the bazaar stall where they were piled up like stars along with the glass bangles kept on a stick, from where one can buy any color of bangle of one's choice. Let's read next. She knew what finery, means clothes, jewels that are expensive, was though. She had been with her parents and brothers all through the jungle to the little town at the railhead. Children, railhead means a point on a railroad at which traffic may originate or terminate. At the railhead, there was this bazaar. So children, she had been exposed to showy clothes and jewels when she visited the town bazaar at the railroad along with her parents and brothers. Let's read next. And she had walked through all the milling, means crowded, people, and the dogs and monkeys full of fleas. Fleas, children, means parasites. The idling, gossiping, bargaining humanity, spitting beetle juice, heard the bell of sacred bull, clonking. Children, clonking means making a dull, hollow, thumping sound. As he lumped means moved noisily, along through the dust, and hubbub. Hubbub, children, means noisy and confusing situation. So let us discuss these lines. Children, she had walked through the crowd, past the dogs and monkeys with the people gossiping and bargaining and spitting beetle juices, and a sacred bull with his bell ringing as he walked through the dusty chaos. Now children, let's read next. She had paused, amazed, before the sweetmeat stall to gaze at the brilliant honey confections. Confections means a sweet fruit that looks attractive. A buzz. Honey confections, a buzz. A buzz means to be filled with low continuous sound, with dust and flies. They smelled wonderful above the smells of trains and humanity and cheap cigarettes. So children, Sibia had gazed at the lovely sweets at the sweetmeat stall, which was filled with dust and flies. Their aroma stood out above the smell of train, man, and cigarettes. Now let's read next. At home, she sometimes tasted wild honey or crunched. Children, crunched means chewed with a crushing sound. Note down please. Chewed with a crushing sound. The syrup out of a stalk means part of a plant that supports another. stalk of sugarcane, but these sweets were green and magenta. Children, magenta is purple pinkish color. So children, she had tasted wild honey and bit on sugarcane, but these sweets of green and magenta had appealed to her. Now let's read next. Then there was the clothes stall. Stacked. Stacked means things are put one on top of the other, with great rolls of new cotton cloth stamped at the edge with the maker's sign of a tiger's head, and smelling so wonderful of its dressing, straight from the mills, that Sebia could have stood by it all day. So children, the clothes stall had huge rolls of cotton clothes stacked up with stamp of tiger's head. Sebia found the smell of the fresh cloth straight from the mills enticing. Enticing means so enticing. Enticing means attractive. So children, Sebia found the fresh clothes, smell of fresh clothes straight from the mills so attractive that she could even spend her all day there. Let's read next. But there were other wonders to see. Satin sewn with the real silver thread, tin trays for Birmingham, and a sari which had got chips of looking glass embroidered into the border. Now children, Sebia was enthralled by the silver embroidered satin, tin trays from Birmingham, and a sari with mirror work at the border. She joined the crowd round a Kashmiri travelling merchant on his way to the bungalows. And she children even joined the crowd round a Kashmiri merchant. Okay. Let's read next. He was showing dawn-coloured silk that poured like cream, and he had got a little locked chest with turquoises and opals in it. Children, dawn-coloured means orange golden colour, and opals means gems. So children, a Kashmiri vendor was displaying rich silks and gems like turquoises and opals. Best of all, a box which, when you pressed it, a bell tinkled and a yellow woolen chicken jumped out. So children, Sebia found the box which contained the gems. When pressed, a bell tinkled and a yellow woolen chicken popped out. Sebia was totally enchanted by such wonders. Let's read next. So children, I am again telling you to note down the meaning side by side. There was no end to the wonders of the world, but Sebia, in all her life, from birth to death, was marked for work. So children, Sebia was poor, that she had to keep slogging, means she has to keep on working hard. Since she could toddle means to walk with short, unsteady steps. She had husked corns, gathered sticks, and put dung to dry, and cooked and weeded, and carried and fetched water, and cut grass for fodder. Fodder means animal food. So children, from the time she learnt to walk, she was removing husk from corn, she was collecting sticks, drying dungs, cooking, weeding, getting water, and cutting grass for animal food, for fodder. Let's continue the reading. She was going with her mother and some other women now to get paper grass. Children, paper grass means grass used to make paper from the cliffs above the river. When you had enough of it, you could take it down by bullock cart to the railhead and sell it to the agent who would arrange for its dispatch to the paper mills. So children, presently she was on the way to the cliffs above the river to get paper grass. She was with her mother and other village women. When sufficient grass was collected, it was taken to the railhead by bullock cart and sold to an agent. And children, this agent, he would sell the grass to the paper mills. The women often toiled all day at this work, and the agent sat on silk cushions smoking a hookah. So children, the irony was that the women labored all the day, but the agent, he simply relaxed. Now children, this is your homework time. What you have to do the work given in SNAP homework. So children, this was all about today's class. Thank you.